We have a shocking Phoenix Suns update to discuss. As we all know, the Suns are in need of a new head coach after firing Mike Budenholzer, and the Milwaukee Bucks are a team that's in complete disarray. Now, at this point, having a bad showing out there in the first round of the playoffs, and now Damian Lillard tearing his Achilles. And that has led a lot of people to look at the Milwaukee Bucks as a team that's going to blow up their roster. And the Suns are looking for a hard-nosed head coach to come in and manage all these star players out there on the roster. And that has led to the Phoenix Suns being named one of the favorites to land Doc Rivers to be their next head coach going into next season, or at least Doc's next destination. So we'll break down what these reports are saying, why it is absolutely crazy that this is going on here right now, and whether or not Suns fans should expect Doc Rivers sitting at the bench for the Phoenix Suns next season, which just sounds absolutely absurd to say. So lots of stuff to break down in this video. Before we do, folks, again, if you're part of the 67% of our viewers that haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, and you want to stay up to date with everything going on with the Phoenix Suns, including all of the madness that is bound to be happening over the course of this offseason, including like this report, this update here, make sure you guys hit that sub button because we're delivering daily content out here on Suns Digest, and we don't want you to miss a single thing. But let's dive into it because, again, Doc Rivers, of course, is one of the bigger head coaching names across the NBA. He won a championship with the Boston Celtics a few years ago. He's been relatively successful. Don't get me wrong. And I want to start this all off saying I met Doc Rivers once, twice. Really nice guy. Really good fella. So all this, what we're going to get into, this is not a personal gripe against Doc Rivers. However, he, despite successes in different places, playoff success with the level of talent, with the rosters that have been put under his, regimes put under his tenure, he has not had that much playoff success. So that's the first thing that we do want to discuss, that we do want to bring up, and I want to bring to light before we talk about this report. And frankly, he has rubbed a lot of star players the wrong way. It feels like every time he leaves, whether it's the Sixers, whether even the last couple of years, the Clippers, all these types of things are a little bit rough around the edges in terms of his departure, in terms of his exits. I mean, you can look at Sean Bernard out there at Sixers Digest, watch any videos that they discussed out there on Doc's tenure, and it was a bit of a mess. So why are we bringing him up for the Phoenix Suns? Well, news has come out that Doc Rivers' next team's odds, the Phoenix Suns, have been listed amongst that group. So that includes the Sacramento Kings, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Denver Nuggets, and you can see down there the Phoenix Suns are tied for the third best odds. And this, some people look at the odds and say, hey, whatever, it's good. The thing that concerns me about these odds and why the Suns are out here listed, because frankly, this feels like a Matt Ishbia move. This is similar vein to the Mike Budenholzer signing, who frankly I was more excited about coming in. I thought maybe it could work. I was more optimistic about Mike Budenholzer signing than I would have been Doc Rivers coming in and taking the reins for this Suns squad. But basically, he's a big name that has had some success. It's like star power. And this just fits under the, the realm of the types of moves the Phoenix Suns have been making in recent seasons. And now the Suns are listed as one of the favorites to land Doc Rivers out there if he's at head coaching spot. And this is very concerning because right now the head coaching search has a serious impact on the ability to keep Kevin Durant, who of course is still a star player out there in the NBA. I don't care what anyone says. 27 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.2 blocks per night, 43% from the field, 50% on corner threes. KD is still an absolute monster. But Chris Haynes came out with this report saying that if the Suns sign a hard-nosed, largely respected head coach, there's a possibility where Kevin Durant stays in Phoenix. And frankly, while, yes, Doc Rivers, I think from the NBA fans, from NBA media, from just people around that have been watching the NBA for a long time, it's might not fall under that bucket. The fact that he got that job so quickly with the Milwaukee Bucks after, they end up firing Griffin out there after just half a season of tenure, that proves he is still well respected across the league. And, his resume in terms of win-loss seasons, he's ran a lot of teams to winning seasons out there across the NBA. Now, you could say he's had some phenomenal rosters, but he's did some good jobs, especially like some of those years to the Clippers. You got the most out of those rosters, and it's, I don't want to completely just say Doc Rivers is absolute trash, absolute garbage, absolute whatever, but even though he might, in a nutshell, at the top level, fit that sort of hard-nosed, well-respected head coach across the NBA and has managed star players before, I am not that encouraged. I am not that intrigued by Doc Rivers being that head coach that's coming in here now at this point and, saving the Phoenix Suns. They're coming in at this because, it appears as there's going to be a blow up. It appears as there's going to be some serious, drastic changes coming for the Milwaukee Bucks, and that could be a Giannis trade. Damian Lillard, I don't think, is getting traded for torn Achilles, but Doc Rivers being on the way out, going in more of a development route, that would not be something I'm shocked. And Doc Rivers, I could see him easily going to Matt Ishbia and being like, hey, I managed Paul Pierce. I managed Kevin Garnett, and I took that team to an NBA championship. You want me to take a look at a guy in Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, these types of star players that are a bit disgruntled, that have some talent, but haven't been able to take over the top? I did it with the Boston Celtics. He could talk about how he's coached, he's managed Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, some of the biggest names across the NBA, and he wouldn't be lying. He wouldn't be lying, but playoff success is what Suns fans are looking for. When you have a window where you have, again, I already showed Kevin Durant's stats, you have Devin Booker in the prime of his career, 26 points per game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 33% from the three-point line. Like, you are going to risk Doc Rivers being the head coach, a guy that has had so much talent in his wings on his teams over the years and hasn't been able to get over the hump. You are going to risk all of that during Devin Booker's prime. That's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to do. A guy that has been fired, picked up in different places so many times. This just screams to me another, round on the merry-go-round of coaches that Matt Ishbia would be bringing into this team. And frankly, I am not, even though I like Doc Rivers, I am probably one of the people that are more higher on just because he's a friendly guy to me. Like, I don't think it's a move. I don't think it's the move for the Phoenix Suns. I don't think it's the right piece. I don't think it's the right time. I just don't know if that's sort of the direction the team needs to go in. And there's also concerns, you bring in Doc Rivers, he's going to have a big influence out there in the front office. And then we all know there's too many cooks in the kitchen right now. I saw someone say that in the comment section, like, that's why I've been pushing for Bob Myers, because at least he's someone Matt Ishbia will listen to, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, who's been meddling in terms of everything that's going on. Doc Rivers is going to get his hand in the cookie jar in terms of every transaction, in terms of every move, because, again, he is that well-respected. He is that guy around the NBA, and it just doesn't feel like the thing that the Phoenix Suns need here right now. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section that are way more adamant against this than I am, and I don't blame you, but it is what it is. And apparently, we've seen the reports in regards to Bob Myers, coming in. We've made a ton of videos on that. Check out previous videos if you want updates on Bob Myers. But we know that Matt Ishbia respects the Bucks front office, John Horst, as well as Doc Rivers. As we see the second part of this tweet, Bucks GM John Horst was also mentioned as a possible Suns addition, but Milwaukee extended his contract Thursday, locking him in long term. So, that also screams to me that, hey, you're locking in your GM. You made your decision because we know changes are coming for the Milwaukee Bucks. They're locking in their GM to say, hey, we want you to guide a rebuild, and you don't have to worry about getting fired, getting canned if things go a little bit messy in the short term. So don't be surprised you see a Giannis trade, but don't be surprised certainly if Doc Rivers ends up moving away, parting ways with the Milwaukee Bucks, and we'll see what happens if it ends up him joining the Phoenix Suns. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. You guys are the best thing this far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.